Hi everyone, welcome to iMumz Ask Me Anything session. You must have been familiar with our sessions in the pregnancy app, and you would have looked forward to having a doctor resolve your queries on a live session. So, this is our first session, and we are very, very excited to have Dr. Ajay Gupta with us. He's a senior consultant pediatrician and also a parenting expert from Punjab. So he is working in Ludhiana Child Care Hospital in Bathinda and also practicing in his home clinic in Chandigarh. So we are very, very excited and happy to have you with us, Dr. Ajay.
Thank
And
you so much.
also, the topic we've chosen today is about baby weight. We have seen how many queries come up if baby is getting enough milk, if baby is gaining weight properly. So, Dr. Ajay is going to clear all your doubts about baby weight. So, over to you, sir. Yeah, I have
Thank
started your
you. Thank
presentation.
you, Anisuya. So actually, I'm also super excited to be with all of you today. So we had been just interacting for quite some time, and I have been just giving a bit of small answers to your queries live on iMum's app. And actually, I'm loving it. And I know while you are on it, you are getting answers to your queries, not just motherhood and some other queries regarding your pregnancy and everything. You might also be feeling very satisfied and happy. So thank you very much, iMum's, for giving me this opportunity to be with the moms of the day and maybe new moms. So there were many topics which we had to choose from. The first one in the series that we are taking today is all about baby's weight. So Anushya, can you just put on my PPT?
Yes, sir, I have already put your PPT. I think you
Okay,
can just make it into full screen. Yeah.
right. Just a moment, please. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So all about baby's weight. So just give me the opportunity to introduce myself to all of you so that we stay connected in future also. I'm Dr. Ajay Gupta. I'm MD Pediatrics from DMC Hospital, Ludhiana. It is in Punjab. If you are not in Punjab and maybe away somewhere in India. So I have been into some business ventures like making bigger hospitals where I have been managing director of the Cygnus Health Street Multispecialty Hospital and Health Street Multispecialty Hospital for quite some time. But continuously, I had always been a pediatrician, and I have been consulting at my own clinic, say by the name of Ludhiana Neonatal and Child Care Hospital since year 2000. So though I have been practicing for 21 years, but let me tell you, I do not want myself to be called as a senior pediatrician. That gives a feeling of some old sort of feeling that I don't want to get into. So actually, I am very happy to help my patients and parents while educating in the holistic health care. And I always believe in the preventive approach to the pediatric diseases, and pediatric vaccination is my forte. So I'm on a mission to reach out to 100,000 parents and help them in raising happy, healthy, and responsible children, and at the same time make parenting a joyful experience. So coming back to the topic of the day, all about baby's weight. So don't worry, these slides are just very small in number. Just to introduce the topic, maybe I will take 5 to 10 minutes on it, and thereafter we will just open the session for your queries. We will take it one by one, and I'm sure I will be able to answer you satisfactorily. So while I have been practicing for the last more than 20 years, these are the frequently asked questions that moms have for the weight of the baby when they are into new parenthood. So these are: how much should my baby weigh at birth? Why did my baby lose weight during the first week of life? How much weight does a breastfeeding baby gain? And how much is the ideal weight for a, say, 2 months old baby, 3 months old baby, or whatever is the age of a particular baby with you? And Are formula fed babies bigger? And is my baby growing normal? So maybe many more queries are there. So I have just written down a few to start with this session. I know that there must be many more on it, which we will be discussing shortly. So I'm just sharing a few facts about the baby weight, and I will keep it very simple. I don't want to teach you pediatrics and high-end science. It is a very simple presentation, and I just want to assure you that it's almost always well most of the times. And I want you to enjoy motherhood because it is a smile of a baby that makes life worth living, that each one of you already know. So these are the growth guidelines that I will let you know for during the first year of the life. Uh, During birth to 6 months, a baby might grow by about 1.5 to 2.5 centimeters per month and would gain approximately 150 to 200 grams per week. And you can expect your baby to double his or her birth weight at about the age of 5 months. I will tell you why I have written this line. So, beyond this age, 6 to 12 months, a baby might grow by approximately 1 centimeter a month and gain approximately 85 to 150 grams a week. So, you expect your baby to triple his or her birth weight by about 1 year. So you know why I have written these two lines just to make you clear that first 6 months of life, the weight gain and the length gain is more as compared to the time period of the 6 months to 12 months. This I'm telling you because whenever the mothers are in my OPD or whenever I have been facing the questions and queries from all of you, because the birth weight triples at 5 months means birth weight to 6 months period is a high velocity, high gain period. And when mothers come at the age of 7 to 8 months of their baby, they say that now my baby is not gaining the weight the baby was gaining in the earlier 6 months. So this is the reason. Scientifically, the weight gain is slower in 6 to 12 months of age as compared to 0 to 6 months of age. And your baby's doctor will track your baby's growth at routine well baby examinations while you are going for vaccinations or routine checkups, and he would mark your baby's growth on a standard growth chart. And please keep in mind that many healthy babies go through the phases when they stop gaining weight or even lose a bit of weight also, and that's quite normal. A doctor is likely to be concerned only if a baby doesn't gain weight from one visit to the next visit. Say you are visiting once a month for a routine checkup or your vaccination of your baby. Your doctor is concerned about the trend of the weight, not a particular, weight at a particular visit. So remember, your baby's position on the curve in a growth chart isn't as important as the trend of the curve overall, what I said earlier. So this graph, I am just, though it is a looks like a very tough and scientific sort of thing, which you might think you need not know. But what I'm trying to tell is because many of your questions about the growth of the baby and how my baby is growing are very well answered through this graph. And if you are in good hands, good pediatric doctor, he must be just plotting the growth chart every time you go to his clinic. So see here what's happening if you can see my cursor. So this parameter is length or weight, and towards this it is the age of the baby. Say this is birth, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 15 months, 18 months, 21 months. This graph towards this side, y-axis is age of the baby in months, and axis is weight for this graph and length for the upper graph. So anytime when you go to the doctor, he is just marking these blue spots, marking your baby's growth on a standard growth chart I've written here. So every time you go, suppose you have gone at an age of approximately say 13, 14 months, he will plot your weight here. How? Let me explain it to you. 13 months पे यहाँ से यहाँ तक अगर हम ड्रॉ करें और फिर इधर को ड्रॉ करें तो then we know that the weight of the baby is approximately just below 12 kgs, 11 to 12 kgs. So when you see that 11.5 kg weight baby goes to the doctor, you take your baby to the doctor at this 13 or 14 months of age. So it is plotted like this. It towards 13, 14 months, it is drawn like this, and 11.5 like this. So I'll make it more clear in the coming slides. So I was saying that the falling trend is more important for a doctor rather than a single reading. So here you can see these red dots are different visits of yours to the doctor. And while this graph, this all these red spots show that the weight is actually dropping down. It should have gone with this line only, because this 50th centile line is considered to be the ideal line. Though every baby doesn't fall on this, one line up and one line down, this is called road to health. So any baby who is here and here any particular time should be considered normal. But this trend, I said, which is more important for a doctor, is falling trend of the weight, that is more significant. So here, the doctor will have to see this, the reason for this fallen weight. To make the things easy, whatever I was saying on the graph, I have just made a table for you, which you can take a screenshot also, or maybe I can share this PPT with you later on. This gives the approximate weight, say at 2.5 months for boys and girls. So I forgot to tell you, approximately 10% more weight or height is there for the males at a particular age. So at a particular age, graphs for boys and girls are always different. So this growth chart is again the same growth chart. Here it is for from birth to 36 months of age. What I've tried to, show here is that if you say that your baby is 9 months old and the baby has 9 kgs of weight, you will plot it here. And here I have tried to show is this spot, though it is below this standard line, say 50th centile, he said, this thick line, but it is on road to health. This is road to health. So an isolated reading here would be considered as normal, right? So let us again review our questions. How much should my baby weigh at birth? Approximately in India, 2.5 kgs or more weight is considered as normal for a baby. And why did my baby lose weight? I forgot to answer this. Uh, any baby at birth, say the baby is 2.5 kgs at birth, will lose his or her weight to the tune of approximately 10% by the age of 7 days. And then will start regaining and reach the birth weight by the age of say 10 to 14 days. I will take an example. Suppose your baby is 3 kgs at birth, and probably weight of the baby will fall till the age of 7 8 days, and baby will regain the weight to the weight of the birth weight, that is 3 kgs by the age of 3 to 10. So please do not worry when you see that baby, you take the baby at 6 or 7 days and the baby is weighing 2.7 kgs, 2.75 kgs, and you say the baby has lost weight. And this is absolutely normal, because baby has actually lost extra chubbiness because of the fluid inside at the time of the birth. So this is very, very normal. So how much weight does a breastfed baby gain? I have already answered it. Approximately 20 to 25 grams per day, and approximately say 150 to 200 grams per week, the baby's weight, ideal weight gain. This is good enough. And how much is the ideal weight for a particular month? You can see that chart, or you can plot it on the graph and see. And you can, I think, if you just give some some time to that graph to understand that, you will be able to understand the graphs your doctor is making for you. And is formula fed babies, are formula fed babies bigger? No, absolutely not. There are many studies that have very clearly indicated that breastfed babies grow very well as compared to formula fed babies. And is my baby growing normal? Again, you can just check the graph whenever you go to your doctor for the revisits. So I think to trigger the questions I have taken a few weight gain issues. So I see that the session is open to take your questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ajay, for explaining that to our users. Bhavya is asking, my little girl is 6 months old and we have started solids for her. What can be given to increase her weight as her weight has been reduced from the fifth month? She's exclusively breastfed and birth weight was 3.08 kg. Current weight is 6.8 kg.
She is at 5 months of age.
She is right now at 6 months of age,
So birth weight
and
was
she's lost a little weight compared to the fifth month after starting solids.
Actually, again, remember one of the slides indicated that the weight at some point of time can just be a bit low. The baby tends to lose weight. Maybe sometimes the transition, though I would suggest that the transition, that the weaning from milk to the solid foods should happen 6 months or older age babies, not to start at below 6 months old babies. So at that point of time, sometimes babies are not very, keen, or maybe they are not accepting the solids very well. So they tend to sometimes gain the weight at a slower pace. So it's absolutely normal. What you can do is just take a screenshot from the graphs, or you can plot that graph, those pointers as I told you on the graph, and you will very well see that the weight loss, or whatever you're saying, the weight is not gaining at the appropriate pace. That is absolutely normal. But as a answer from a pediatrician, absolutely looks fine for your baby. So just enjoy your motherhood.
Thank you, sir. The next query here, Natasha is asking, could you show the graph again? What graph are you mentioning? She would have joined a little late. So,
Okay. So is it visible, Ansuya?
yes, yes, it is visible.
Okay. So this is the graph what I was talking about to, recall for all those who had listened and all those who are new and just entered the session. I have been showing this growth charts which mentions 0 to 36 months growth chart for the uh, babies. Now, why two graphs? First graph is for boys and second graph is for girls, because there is approximately 10 to 15% of difference in the weight. Boys are better off with respect to weight and height and length as compared to girls. So standards through CDC, WHO, and Indian Academy of Pediatrics, they always measure the growth of the babies in boys and girls on different charts. So what I was telling you here is that whenever you visit a doctor, the doctor makes a growth chart, because every time you go, sometimes weight is different, sometimes weight is different. It is absolutely not very easy for a doctor also to, uh, I mean, understand the growth pattern of the baby. So what we do is whenever the baby comes in our OPD, we see that how old is the baby. Here in first graph, what I have done is, suppose a baby of 9 months old has come to me. So what I will do is, and he has weighed 9 kgs at my weighing scale. So at 9 months, I will sorry, I forgot to tell you, this x-axis is depicts the weight for this graph and length for this graph. And this y-axis shows the age of the baby in months, say birth, 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months, 13, 15 months, 18 months, and so on. So baby here in our case is say 9 months. So this 9 months old baby with 9 kgs weight came to us. So how do we plot it on this graph? So what we do is we just draw a straight line from 9 months towards the weight, what actually the weight of the baby is, say 9 here. Suppose the baby's weight had been 10 kgs. So what we do is draw this line straight up to 10 kgs. Say, so then we will put a graph dot over here. Are you all able to see this dot, Anusuya? Can we see this?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. So this is just a to show you how the weight or length of the baby is plotted. Similarly, at 9 months, baby's length is say 72. So we will just go straight from here. This is 70, this is 71, this is 72. We will put a dot over here to show today's weight and length. Now, every time we go to the doctor, say we go after, say, 12 months, we take this example here only. 12 months, the baby's weight is, say, 10 kgs. So, we will just draw a line over here and we will put a dot at this point. So see, first the dot was on this thick line. Now the dot is on a bit lower at 12 months. So should you worry? No, you should not worry. Why? Because one line up, this is the standard ideal weight line for every baby. And one line up and one line down is acceptable limits. So we say this is the road to health. So baby's weight should be here. Now, here what we have done is in the second graph, I have just tried to tell you this dot is a bit lower than the ideal thick line that is 50th centile. So this dot is a bit low. Again, this is the road. So this dot, if stays in this phase, then it is considered normal. I am talking about one isolated weight reading. I'm not talking about what are the trends. So initially I showed a graph like this. See, so every time the baby came, so baby came at this age, we put a dot over here. Baby came at this age, we put a dot, we put a dot. Now when a doctor puts a dot over here, so he gets a bit, I mean, conscious of the fact that the weight of the baby has not been growing as it had been till this age. So he will get alert. He will just watch and ask questions to the mother about the diet and the other problems, but keep the baby under observation for the next visit. Now, at the next visit again, this baby has not been gaining weight adequately. So this trend is actually a problem for the doctor as well as the mother, not one isolated dot over here or here. So be assured your doctor is actually plotting everything. So he knows how and when to intervene. So this was what I was trying to tell. Am I good?
Thank Yes, yes. Thank you, Dr. Ajay, for that. So I will just move on to other queries. So you have just shown us a graph, and now this happens during doctor visits and all that. How about at home? Like, how do the mothers on a day-to-day basis know that baby is healthy and is getting enough milk? How do they know baby's tummy is full after
Hmm.
breastfeeding? So this is a common query that we keep receiving. So if you could uh, answer
Okay.
this.
It's a very wonderful question, I would say. I will congratulate the mom who has been just asking this. So what happens is you cannot track everything. Maybe you are not good enough at plotting the graphs, but you will slowly learn. But some rough ideas, I would say, when the baby feels that the baby is growing well is weight you are doing actually. There are two things. One is whether my baby is growing well with respect to weight. You can weigh your baby at home. It's very easy method, and you can write the weight every time, and you can see from the graph, or you can simply see from the chart I have shared with you. So you can do that. Now, is my baby's tummy enough? I mean, full? Is he? I mean, good enough? मतलब उसने अच्छे से दूध पी लिया है, ये एक क्वेश्चन रहता है हमेशा माँ की उसमें क्वेश्चन माइंड में. So how do we find it that the baby sleeps well? Say baby is 2-3 months old, he will sleep well for 3 to 4 hours. So he will urinate very well. Say he will urinate for 5 to 6 times in a day, and baby will stay happy. Baby will be, I mean, looking satisfied. So these are the simple things that we need to know. And whenever we think that the baby is relatively taking lesser amount of milk as compared to he was taking last week or 3 days earlier, what you can do is just get the weight done after 7 to 10 days. If there is a weight gain, then everything is fine. So this means baby is taking enough milk. And remember, it's not a say increasing trend that baby follows. That baby is taking suppose 60 ml of feed at the age of 2 months. Now he should take 75 ml of feed after 7 days. Then another say 15 ml addition. This is not like that. Babies will always feed on demand. uh, Actually the system and the god has the nature has made the thing so very well that if whatever is the need, whatever is the requirement from inside for adequate weight gain, and baby will follow that. And whenever we are in doubt, we actually as doctors also watch for the weight gain. If weight gain is adequate, urine output is adequate, baby stays happy, and baby sleeps well for 3 to 4 hours after each feed, we see that baby has been taking enough milk.
Thank you, sir. It is related to the previous question on baby starting solids and the weight is fluctuating between 6.8 to 7 kgs. So she wants to know if there's any food item or fruits and vegetables in particular that help in weight gain.
So baby beyond 6 months of age, we say that we start with weaning. It's called weaning, starting solid foods or the foods other than milk. So it should be started at 6 months. Firstly, I should make this clear. Earlier, say 7, 8 years ago, we used to start at 4 months of age. And then there were many scientific studies which indicated that babies do not have, I mean, taste buds which could identify the taste of the things other than the milk. And there are tendencies in the babies to get more allergies, skin allergies, as well as respiratory allergies. And the system as such is not ready appropriately to say chew and digest well. So the science shifted the I mean start date from fifth month to day one of the seventh month. I mean after 6 months. And now coming on to the food, which would uh, help in gaining weight well. So at 6 months of age, approximately age of your baby, it's not that you can give everything right away. So you have to start with the small amounts of, say, purees like dal, पतली सी दाल, दाल का पानी, खिचड़ी जो थोड़ी सी पतली हो, दलिया दे सकते हैं, राइस ग्रोल, curd. You start with cereals, I would suggest, because cereals are the best things that a baby digests first months of the life, say seventh month and 8th month. And in 8th month, later part of the 8th month, you can start with some fruits, probably, and vegetables. And subsequently, you can add on a bit of desi ghee also, which he will digest well. So at 7 months, if baby is not gaining weight, in my practice, I would recommend to add some good or shakkar into the diet, and will add desi ghee into the diet so that he would get additional calories to gain weight well.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question here. My baby is 2 months plus and he takes his feed around 11 in the night and then he sleeps till 4 or 5 a.m. When we wake him to feed in between, he does not take feed more than 5-10 minutes. Uh, is it okay to let him sleep and give demand feeding at night? His urine and potty is normal.
What is the age of the baby?
2 months plus.
2 months plus. I should say that you are a lucky mom. At 2 months, the baby has grown well not to disturb you during the night. So enjoy your nightlife and night sleep. 11 o'clock till 5 o'clock, you need not actually wake up the baby to give feeds. Naturally, if the cycle has changed, which I say usually changes at 45 to 60 days of age, so this baby has already gone into that. If baby goes to sleep at 11, you should not wake him up anytime till the baby himself or herself gets up to demand feed. So all other things you are telling, like urine output and stool output, that have been normal. Just check if the weight is to the graph and to the, I mean, say 50th centile or two standard deviations up or down, as I told you, or you can just check the chart. Then it's absolutely fine. You need not worry.
Yes, I think baby is gaining weight well, 3.6 kgs at birth and 5.2 right now. So
Yeah, absolutely fine. This weight is absolutely fine.
Sure, thank you. So, moving on to the next query, is it true that breastfed kids grow more than bottle fed? Because as my milk supply is less, I am giving mixed feed to my baby. So, does this affect the immunity if the baby is being bottle fed?
Uh, Breastfed babies, they develop immunity automatically. The immune system, say the whole immune cells from mother, they automatically transfer to the baby through breast milk. So immunity will be directly affected if you are not giving breast milks and you are using bottle feeds only. But you are using both the things. Probably this would take care of the immunity part, because these immune cells are very, very natural from the mom to the baby. They are good enough to trigger the immune system in the baby. But at the same time, I would say using bottle feed itself would cause problems. Not that it will hinder in the immunity of the baby straight away, but it will, it will create a source to get infections from outside environment to inside environment of the baby. So nipple is always a silicone wall, silicone, and whenever we are giving, in spite of all the precautions and sterilizations, the babies tend to get some sort of viral infections through bottles. So I would suggest, if the um, milk quantity that you feel in your breast milk is enough, you should try to continue with that. Take good amount of fluids, good diet, nutritious diet, green leafy vegetables, soups, salads, and good nutritious feed, I would like to say, because lactation increases the calorie load on you. A lactatic mother has to have 24 to 2500 kilocalories per day. So you need to take good amount of calories to compensate the loss through the breast milk. Bottle feed, as a doctor, I would always say, do not use bottle, because that creates chances of infection.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question. My baby is 5 months old. He weighs around 7.4 kgs. Is it okay? I think it looks okay.
Okay.
He is exclusively
I
breastfed.
think
Now,
while you were just explaining everything on that, so many questions regarding at this point of age, is the weight okay? That everybody might have taken the screenshot by now and started looking at, because mothers are very, very smart. So they have already ticked that my baby is okay and will be smiling at this point of time, I think.
yeah. Can I give him puree of papaya and chiku at 5 months? Is the question.
As I said, 6 months or less, 6 months and less. Please do not start. Um, 6 months onwards, you have all the menus and diets that you have already thought of to give to your baby. You have done enough of time to use everything. Again, you start with cereals at 6 months of age, and thereafter, say after 15, 20 days, you can also give purees that you are asking for.
Thank you, sir. Um, and baby poops once every 8 days. Is that normal?
At what age?
At 5 months.
5 months. Okay, if the baby is gaining weight and the baby otherwise is happy all through the day and he's not feeling discomfort, then it's absolutely normal, nothing to worry. When you start solids or the weaning starts, the baby will change this pattern to maybe once in 2 days or once in one day, or maybe different.
Thank you, sir. Uh, Moving on to the next question. My baby is 29 days old. Birth weight was 2.5 and is exclusively breastfed. I think she was not there in the chart portion. She's 3.2 kg. Is this normal?
2.5 kgs birth weight and 30 days approximately, um, say 450 grams minimum gain in the weight is there. So it's normal, but probably just look for that baby is feeding well. So we expect approximately 20 grams of weight gain per day, and if it is 30 days, approximately 600 grams should be good enough.
Okay, so she's just mentioned that baby is a little cranky throughout the day.
So that indicates probably baby is not satisfied with the amount of the milk that the baby is getting. So just watch for that. How will you do that is, I earlier told also, when baby is playful, sleeps well for 3 4 hours, this means I mean milk quantity that he is accepting is normal. So here you say that the baby all through the day stays cranky. So we need to find out the quantity of the milk that you are able to give through breast milk. So what you do is you can just express your breast milk before giving to your baby. Say you have given the last feed at 6 o'clock. After 2 hours or 2.5 hours, you just express the milk from both of your breasts and see the amount at this age that the baby might need should be approximately 100 ml. Um, for breast milk, it can be say 60 ml to 70 ml also. So 70 ml of milk, if you are able to express, then it should be fine. And watch for the weight of the baby for the next 14 days. If the he catches up with the graph or the trends that we need to know, if you are not able to do yourself, you can take help of your pediatrician. Then we can find out how the things are going by another 2 weeks.
Thank you, sir. So
Uh,
one
uh,
common,
another thing,
yes, sir.
Ansuya, that what you can do is you can straight away try giving, just take some formula and make say 50 to 60 ml of formula feed in a katori, and be prepared while you are just starting with the breast milk. You breastfeed, and immediately after giving breastfeed, you start the formula feed with the spoon. Suppose the baby has not got enough of milk, so baby will take some more milk with formula in the form of the formula milk. But make sure you do not give it by bottle. Give it by spoon only. I know it's going to be a bit of challenge if you have not done it earlier, but please use spoon only. Why I'm saying so is, if you use bottle, uh, this is for all mothers. When we are using both breast and bottle, bottle's nipple is a silicone, a very extra fine of silicone nipple, and it is very, very soft. On the other hand, breast nipple is hard, and nobody in this world wants to make extra effort. So I want to say that baby has to make an extra effort to suck at the mother's natural nipple as compared to silicone nipple in the bottle. So when we give silicone nipple, we offer silicone nipple, baby enjoys it because that is really effortless. And when you put your baby after bottle feed of a few days to then breastfeed, he refuses to accept because he has to put an extra effort, extra power. So he refuses to take. This in our language we say it is called nipple confusion. Baby doesn't know, sometimes it is soft, sometimes it's hard. So what's going on? So it gets confused and becomes cranky and not accepts milk very well. So that's the extra point that I can give.
Thank you, sir. So one common query we keep seeing is, my baby does not look chubby, and my in-laws and everybody keep telling me, keeps telling me the baby is weak, even when the growth chart is okay. So, what are your thoughts on the in this?
I think the answer to this is very, very clear to everyone. Um First, you have the growth chart, and the growth chart is absolutely fine. What you can do is make a larger version of that growth chart and paste it on the wall of your drawing room, or maybe mom-in-law's room, or adjacent to that, so that you can show her that everything is going on fine. And secondly, you can just ask for the um, baby's dad's pictures from the mom-in-law. So most of the time, if your baby is not chubby, his father has not been chubby. If you find that clue, I'm not saying that it's going to happen 100% of the cases. If you find that, then you have one more point to prove your point that look, your son was also not chubby. Usually, I tell all these things in a lighter vein to my moms. And another thing I usually tell is, now your baby doesn't need treatment. You have been counseled, and now the treatment is needed for mom-in-law. Bring her along next time. I will handle her.
Agreed, agreed. Thank you, sir. So, moving on to the last question for the day, Gayatri is asking, can we get the weight chart that you shared. So probably if you can share it with me, I'll share with them in the groups.
So what I can
Uh,
do is I can share the whole PPT with you. So probably all those who have missed and joined a bit late, they must be thinking they have missed something. So they can have a look at that. If they have queries, we can always answer on our iMumz app.
Sure, sir. So she also has a query. My baby is 6 months old and 8.2 kgs. I have started with carrot, bean, and cabbage puree and rice porridge. What else can I start? Wanted to know healthy and easily digested food to start with. Can we add salt and sugar? Also, can we start giving water?
Okay, after 6 months, you can start giving water, but most of the diets usually have a good amount of water or probably prepared in milk. So it's okay if you could not give water for first 1 month of, like say, seventh month of age, then it is okay. But you can always give water. Again, water has to be a good quality, potable drinking water. Secondly, what can I give? Whatever I have heard that your menu till has been. Obviously, you have used so much, given so much of menu to your baby. Now you have exhausted your menu. So all these things, what you have been giving right away, I would have just told my patients to be taken over 3 months. So go slow, be innovative, let the baby develop taste to a particular thing first. Don't mix the things like five, six things, make a puree and give it. So that will definitely give nutrition to the baby, but that will not help him identify the taste of a particular thing. So that also is a very important part of giving feed to the babies. So use probably one or maximum two things like banana and curd, some apple puree in curd, banana in milk like milkshake. That you can do, but do not mix too many things in one. So that the baby gets a sort of feeling that he is getting something, but he doesn't get acquainted with a particular taste. I think I'm missing one question of ours.
Uh,
So,
can we add salt and sugar?
the salt and sugar, usually we say beyond 6 months till 1 year of age they are not necessary, but sometimes a few babies they need to be added a bit of sugar at an earlier age because they have been fed on formula fed, and whenever babies are being fed on formula fed they have a tendency, that is they have a sweet tooth sort of thing, and we give some weaning food without sugar, then they do not accept it very well. So what we do is we ask our moms to add a bit of sugar, say a small amount of sugar, at the age of say 7 months plus or 8 months plus, if the baby is not accepting feeds without sugar. But if the baby is accepting feeds, I mean, weaning food without sugar, then it is fine. So then wait till 1 year of age. Add sugar or salt at the age of 1 year. Say. One thing I'd like to say here is we were talking about immunity. So, though breastfeed is the best way to provide immunity and at this age. Second, breastfeed has to be a good quality breastfeed. So, good calorific value and good nutritious diet is very, very important for the mothers. Thirdly, what going to tell you is that white sugar should also be avoided. That also is enemy of immunity. So you use brown sugar. Brown sugar means use good or sugar instead of white sugar.
Thank you, sir. I think that is helpful. Mm, okay, I'm getting few more queries, so I'll quickly take them up. My baby has got a little cold. What can I give him? I'm using Otrivin nasal drops.
At what age of the baby?
5 months.
5 months. How many days? Say, I would say that I would not use some nasal drops if in this sort of situation, because whenever there is a bit of say transition in weather, or maybe uh, something that baby gets hold of, some sort of mild viral infections which affects the same. nasal or the upper respiratory tract. So the natural tendency of the baby is to handle it himself in the form of a bit of running nose, which gets all right within 3 to 5 days of its own without any medication. And whenever we add some nasal drops, those nasal drops have decongestants, medicines. So whenever we put those in the nose, and then the artificial system starts building and tries to get hold of what is happening. I mean that medications will try to get hold of the natural things what the body is creating to get hold of that viral infection. So for the first 3 4 days 5 days I would not recommend any sort of medication. And secondly, if at all after 5 days I have to give some sort of medication or advise something, I will again not use nasal drops straight away. I will use some oral decongestants at that point of time. And it's not in preview of this discussion that I should, without looking at the baby, tell you what medication you take. So just get hold of it. Do not give any medications. If you are feeling that the nose is very, very stuffy or running, what you can do is you can give steam inhalation, plain water stimulation. Do not add anything to the water. So how to give steam inhalation? You can have a look at a YouTube video of mine if you can find it out.
Thank you, sir. Swati is saying my baby is 17 days old. He is on breast milk, and sometimes I give formula when he cries, even after breast milk. He is sometimes very cranky at night, and motions are also irregular, like after 3 days. Is there anything to worry about?
Looks like a very natural sort of thing which mothers would have told a doctor. If you said baby is how many days old?
17 days.
17 days. It's too early to say anything at this point of time because baby is not very well versed with the whole mechanism of taking feed sometimes, because already he's taking two type of feeds, breast milk as well as the bottle milk. So again, I told you, as he might be confused between the two nipples, so try to give the supplement formula feed through spoon, katori and spoon, or if baby is too hungry, might not be taking it very well, or maybe getting very aggressive while taking the feeds and spilling over, then you can use small glass with curved edges, curved thick edges, जिसको पंजाबी या हिंदी में कहते हैं ना ग्लासी से. So ग्लासी से आप ला के देखो, तो that will really help. So when you pull off the bottle nipple, then he will concentrate more on the breast nipple, and he will try to suck well on the nipple, and automatically the whole scenario, natural scenario of yours, your hormones and your system will produce more milk to satisfy the baby, and
Okay,
that is
she
what is
says
good.
she's already giving it through spoon.
Okay, it's fine. Probably then the baby is not getting enough of milk, so the things are happening this way. So try to measure the say whatever amount you are giving through spoon and through breast milk, how much minutes you are taking to feed breastfeed, and how much milk you are offering to the baby at 17 days of life. Then we'll have to just see how much milk is going on. And at the same time, you need to watch out for the say swallowed air, which might be causing this sort of problem. So side by side, use burping and put your baby in prone position. So I'll try to tell you what you can do is just put the baby, say this is the face of the baby, this is the face of the baby. So you can just put this baby prone, and the tummy of the baby has to be on the your lap, so that the baby hangs from both the sides. Legs also hang, hands also hang. Just support with the other hand through the neck. So continuously put the baby on the tummy on your say thigh for 15 to 20 minutes continuously, and do it for 3 to 4 times in a day. This mechanism, this process will actually remove the entangled air of the baby, which is deep entangled and causing trouble. Maybe the baby is cranky the way you are telling. So first look for the adequacy of the milk, and secondly look for the swallowed air. And swallowed air, the process I've already told you. You can just follow that. And if you are not getting required results, then you can get hold of Anisuya to get my number. We can talk on phone.
Thank you, sir. Rajeshwari is saying, my newborn is 15 days old and has jaundice, that is 14.3. I have been feeding him every 2 hours once or as frequently as possible, but I don't see much progress in weight gain, and jaundice is going down, um, and the height also is not changing. What do I do, and how long will this take to settle?
15 days old baby, 14 or 15 milligram per deciliter of serum bilirubin, total serum bilirubin, most probably. It's absolutely normal. It's a physiological sort of jaundice. It's okay. But if you find that there are two type in the report, there are two type of jaundices written. One is indirect, one is direct. But if the direct jaundice value is 2 or more, then just talk to your doctor. If it is less and the total value is just 14, 15, then there is absolutely nothing to worry about. About weight, we've already talked about the growth. Say, what is the birth weight? See the birth weight if it is 3 kg, suppose, and you are at 15 days. So approximately 25 grams, 20 to 20 grams, 25 grams per day. So 15 multiplied by 2, 500 to 600 grams should have been gained. Just check if the baby is 3.5 or 3.6. No, it's absolutely fine. Don't worry. So I'm not telling you straight away, it is okay for your baby, it's not okay for your baby, because this question will always going to be in your mind. So learn to check yourself whether the weight of the baby is okay for you or not. I've given you the formulas, I've given you the charts, I've given you the growth patterns on the graph.
Thank you, sir. Uh, so this is one important question I have seen. Um, what is the correct method of breastfeeding? One breast at one feed or changing after 15 minutes? And how much time should we breastfeed? My baby is 3 months, 3.5 months now.
Oh, absolutely important question. And so let's answer it straight away. Uh, how much time? Approximately 7 to 10 minutes is the ideal wait to feed a baby. It may be sometimes longer for a few babies. And one time, one breast should be given. It's not like that, switch over to the next breast in the same feed. Why? Because it is a very scientific thing that I'm going to tell you. Whenever mother excretes milk from one breast, the milk secretions in the initial part and in the later part of the feed, they have different quality and properties. Isn't it amazing? It is called, I mean, first milk or second milk or hind milk. So first part of the milk is when carbohydrates are given more. Carbohydrates means sugars in the layman's language, which will actually satisfy the baby. And the later part of the milk that contains um, more of fats, which will actually help the baby gain weight. So one go, one rest, 7 to 10 minutes, or maybe in some babies 7 to 12 minutes. And sometimes there is a very common question that my baby sleeps immediately, say within 2 minutes of taking the milk. Then what should I do? And this is a very very common query in my OPD. So what I say is just keep on tingling at the sole of the, I mean, feet. So not at here. Usually mothers, what they do is here, they touch here. And this is very, very soothing for the baby. And the baby goes off to sleep immediately. So tingle at the soles and that will keep the baby awake. So, and also tingle at the back of the ear. Sorry, I said hair initially. It is hair which is soothing. At the back of the ear and soles, it is stimulating. So I usually say to my mom parents, let you play guitar while you feeding. So with one hand, trigger at the back of the ear, and with the other hand, tingle at the soles. So that will make him breastfeed very well, and he will, I mean, accept the fore milk, the first milk, and the hind milk with full of say fat, so the baby sleeps very well. Baby is feeling satiety, मतलब पंजाबी में कहते हैं उसको, उसਨੂੰ ਰੱਜ आ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਉਹ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੌਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ।
Thank you so much, sir. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I think, Gayatri, I've missed one of your queries. Just ping it to me personally, and we will revert on this by tonight.
What
Apart
if
from that,
I'm enjoying, we can extend.
yes, sir.
मैंने कहा what if I am enjoying and I can
Oh,
extend, so if you are
actually, we have one more pregnancy Q&A starting
okay.
after 6, so I'll have to move on there. So
Thank you.
definitely, I'll try to fix the timings in such a way that I get a 15 minutes buffer next time. So thank you so much, sir. I think we've answered almost all the queries. Just one is pending, and we will cover that tonight. So, and to all the users, we look forward to having you in the next session. We will keep you posted in the group. It should probably be on Thursday or Saturday. So, we will let you know the topic. If you have any topic recommendations also that you would like information on, do feel free to ping in the group or let us know so that we can help you with the queries that are bothering you. And thank you so much, Dr. Ajay, for that interesting session and taking out time and answering all those questions so patiently. And we look forward to having you over again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I would again say to each and every mom who is present over here, all these small problems are there and they will stay. And you are strong enough to handle them all. And please do not just get stressed while you are, facing these problems, because these are what you are going to remember afterwards. So enjoy your motherhood. Just have a feel of it. Think that everything is fine, and this is what I have always wished for, and it's going to be wonderful. So happy parenting. Thank you so much for being patient with me. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Have a
Have a great day.